All right, hey everyone. Welcome to the second episode of the day for Trading Bitcoin with your host Tone Vay. Sorry about the late start. Jimmy Song, however, might be joining
All
us
right.
in a little bit. But my audio should be good. My video should be okay. Man, I still can't find a good webcam. Man, I've gone through so many, and the best one is the old Logitech one that they no longer make. So anyway, I'm still on a hunt for another one. As you can see, I have Vegas in the background. Probably the best place to be celebrating a new high in Bitcoin, but no one to hang out with tonight. So I'll save that for tomorrow night. Um, Thank you all for joining. I'm wearing the Buy the Dip shirt, and hopefully, you guys will get a chance to buy a dip in the future because the way things are headed, there might not be one. All right, I got some moderators around, so go ahead and throw the questions in. And we're going, we're almost going to go to the charts. We're going to go to, uh, nope, not there, there. Okay, so the Bite a Dip is back. I've been trying to convince, uh, she doesn't go by Barbie Buys Dips anymore, but she has the shirt. Hey, Jimmy's with us. So I'm wearing the shirt. These shirts have not been on sale in forever. I don't make any money from this, by the way. And this is the one that I'm wearing, and they are back. This website has not been functioning for over a year. So those that want to get a Buy the Dip shirt, this is the official one. This is from the creator of this logo, the Buy the Dip. All right, just a heads up, Jimmy, you're with us. I'm going straight to the charts, man. How you doing?
I'm good. I think that shirt needs to be by the top because we're at the top right now. This is the all-time high, and as you know, whenever we beat a long-time all-time high like this, it's probably one of the best times to buy historically for Bitcoin. So, what do you think about
uh,
that?
so I it has been up to this point, but it's a little bit different this time because unlike the prior tops, unlike the prior breaks of all-time high, we're breaking it off an unreasonably huge run up. So if you look at this chart, this is the weekly chart. So either we are breaking the all-time high off of a 115% rise in a matter of a few months, or we go all the way down there where we're breaking the all-time high off a 450% rise, also in a matter of months, not years. So all the prior times we've broken the all-time high. If we go back to here, um, we were breaking it off of some serious consolidation. And then the same, like over here, this one we broke the $1,300 area. I should probably set it to normal candles. So here, the last time we broke the all-time high, if I just stick a line in, see, we did it off of 1, 2, 3, 4 months of consolidation, at least 3 months of consolidation. And then we broke it. And we weren't rising as quickly. And if I go back further, there was also massive consolidation right there before the all-time high got the prior all-time
Well,
high
I
got.
mean, the all-time high there was actually higher because you see the wick on that candle. I think that's what we're looking at.
Yeah, I know, but we're taking. See, I like. So I'm not a big fan of using the wicks. I'm a big fan of using a realistic price that someone could have exited or entered, like a
Yeah, I
realistic.
know, but that's not what we're evaluating. We're evaluating all-time high, and you have to go by the wicks on those.
Um, I mean, yes and
We've
no.
been waiting for 19, but like you literally had like 1 day or 2 days to get it to be able to buy it 19. I don't think that's like we could argue that's like based on like a weekly high or monthly high or
Well,
something
are you
like
talking
that.
about in 2017 or are you talking about now?
Yeah, like you have to draw the line from there. I mean, we in that case, it wasn't like in the previous highs. It wasn't that much consolidation. If you look at the high of that wick, relatively speaking, it tends to break through the wick pretty, or the previous all-time high in this fashion. No.
Look, I'm with you, Jimmy. I'm
Mm-hmm.
with you. It's a different feeling though. Like it's it's like scary good, you know? It's one of those things where we can wake up tomorrow and Bitcoin is $30,000.
Yeah, it really could. I mean, we're at 21 right now, 21.6 or something. I mean,
We
it's
almost hit 22. Well, we're gonna go to the lower level time frames, but
uh
it's one of these situations where it's like almost like, you know, you always waited for this moment for it to break out above 20 and go to 100. But now that it's actually doing it, uh, it's kind of scary, right? Because now you gotta be, especially if you're a public person. Like if no one knows you have Bitcoin, this is great. But if but if everyone knows you're a Bitcoiner, it's a little bit scary because now you got to be a lot more like careful. Well, like I really like traveling to like the like shitholes and tweeting out which bar I'm drinking at.
Well, it depends on just how nefarious people can be. I mean, there are evil people. This is true, and there will always be. But I mean, hopefully, the people that like you outnumber the people that hate you, and that sort of covers for a few
Yeah. By the
things.
way, everyone knows I'm a broke bum that can't trade. That's why I just do YouTube shows. So it's a,
And we also, sold all our Bitcoin years ago. So yeah.
yeah. If anyone sees my car, they would actually laugh. It's not even. I don't even actually have a car. I just borrow cars. But yeah, no, it's interesting times, and
Yeah.
the weekly scale. Look, there's not much to say. I Everyone wanted me to do like a show today, but I did a show this morning, and this
Uh-huh.
morning I said we're gonna break out above 20K. But the show that was important wasn't even this morning's show; it was yesterday's show, because
Mm.
on yesterday's show I said that the moment the price of Bitcoin starts breaking this blue line at the price of 19,400, I am going to buy. And I did buy. Yesterday, thank God I logged into my trading account, my retirement account, and I bought back all the GBTC that I sold. So I got in on this day right here. And then today we took off, and this is already tomorrow's candle, and it's already going higher. Jeez. Wait, we're going to break 22, Jimmy.
You think so? Right now?
Well, we just went up. I mean, look at the hourly.
Yeah. I mean, it went from
Oh,
21.
Jimmy, we just spiked 10 minutes ago, 20 minutes ago.
Yeah, it was 21.8, I think, or 21.9, close to 21.9.
21.9,
Yeah.
21.880.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
It
don't
feels
see.
like we're gonna go through like I see. This is the thing about the prior all-time high. There's a lot of sells right around there. And as soon as you break through that wall, there it's like clear air from there. There's just not that many
Agreed.
sellers.
Agreed. And now everyone's in FOMO mode. Nobody wants to spend. And
Well, I mean, there's news. I don't know if you heard about it, Tom, but there was news. I mean, you already know about Michael Saylor and his a convertible note that he's raised 650 million
yeah,
that he's
somebody
putting
sent me
into Bitcoin.
this.
Yeah, that and this one. Well, Guggenheim, or well, I'm not sure if it was them or somebody accumulated something like
You with me,
400 million in Bitcoin as well.
Jimmy?
Yeah.
I lost Jimmy. Can you say something, Jimmy?
Hello, testing 1 2 3 1 2 3.
Okay, so I have to choose which volume I'm using. So I lost Jimmy on volume because I was gonna listen to this. So Jimmy, let me listen. Let's listen to this, and then I'm gonna figure out how I can hear you. All right, let's listen to this.
We made the decision to start allocating toward Bitcoin when Bitcoin was at 10,000. It's a little more challenging with the current price closer to 20,000. amazing, over a very short period of time, how big of a run-up we've had. But having said that, our fundamental work shows that Bitcoin should be worth about $400,000.
Whoa.
So, we're going to, even if we had the ability to do so today, we're going to monitor the market and see how trading goes on valuation, but ultimately look to buy it.
Scott Miner, we want to delay the Fed press conference for this comment by you. How do you frame a 400,000 Bitcoin? How do you get from where we are now out to 400,000? Is it just based on scarcity?
Yeah, right, Tom. It's based on the scarcity and relative valuation, such as things like gold as a percentage of GDP. So, Bitcoin is actually has a lot of the attributes of gold, and at the same time has an unusual value in terms of transactions.
Right. Mike McKee emails me, why are we talking about BitDog while we've got a Fed press conference going on? McKee, jump in here and save this Fed
You know we're going to get emails, Tom, from people about Bitcoin.
All right. So
See if you can hear me.
I can. All right. Cool.
All right, there you go. Yeah, so apparently there was at least somebody that bought a bunch of Bitcoin, like a few $100 million worth. It might have been them. And the other part of that wasn't as publicized was that they sold gold and then bought Bitcoin. Like they're transitioning off of gold in order to do it. So I mean, those two things like sent everything rocketing, and it broke the all-time high.
Peter Schiff's gonna have a nervous breakdown.
Yeah, I mean, he's spreading rumors that he's making 0 cents whatsoever. But I mean, you expect that from a guy that could have bought in 2011 at $1 and hasn't invested in 9 years. So yeah, I mean, he's salty as anything. Yeah, he's saltier than a really bad burrito or something like that. So yeah, really kind of sad. I feel terrible for him, but I gotta say his son at least is more rational and is investing in Bitcoin. So good for him.
Have you been in contact with Peter?
I have not. I mean, I think he engages with Bitcoiners so he can get more follows, but most of those follows are sort of Schadenfreude-esque follows, right? Like you pay attention to him so you can laugh at him.
I would love to invite him to Unconfiscatable, but I don't want a scene. I mean, if he replies back to me, and I also I'll make an announcement. I don't want the attendees of Unconfiscatable to, give shit to Peter Schiff. Be nice. So if I can get both sides to just be nice, and I don't even want Peter Schiff to speak. I just wanted to be there to listen, because it's good presentations. And I really want to do it. I'm in Vegas now, and Vegas is totally nutso. So it's so frustrating. I don't want to turn this political on COVID, but so the governor catches COVID, and it's everybody else's fault. So now you get a fine if you walk around the desert without a mask.
That sounds wonderful. Liberty-loving state that Nevada is, huh?
Anyway, so look, we're dealing with this triangle here, and this triangle just reached its target. It reached the target in 24 hours. I mean, this was a $2,000 day, and like nothing. It was more than a $2,000 day. I'm gonna raise this a little bit. It was a $2,500 day. It's been 24 hours, a little over 24 hours, 25 hours, and that's a $2,500 day. Holy shit! The days of a $10,000 day are not that far off. If we can get a $2,500 day.
I do have to say, I would feel a lot more comfortable if we consolidated around this area for, even a week or so, just to get some comfort in there.
Yeah, we really went far. I mean, the pullback to 19K. If you see, this is the reason. Look, I was waiting for my $14,000 dip, and this is where people get this is where people that don't understand trading should have no business watching other people trade on YouTube. Because Yes, I was waiting for my dip. I'm wearing the shirt by the dip. I didn't get to buy the dip, but there's no way in hell I was going to miss the breakout. And that's what people don't understand. I wasn't going to miss this breakout. Yeah, I didn't catch a good price. I still held on to some GBTC, but I went fully in yesterday. And I didn't even check my account today because I don't plan to sell this week. I think this thing is going higher.
Where do you think it's going to go? 23, 24?
I think 23, 24. I don't think we're going to cross 25 on this move. Look, I got 3 more days. I'm sticking to the MRI. I'm trusting the MRI. We're on a 6 tomorrow. The current candle is tomorrow's candle. And we got 3 more days. So, however,
we're going to head off into the weekend, like maybe dip on the weekend and then maybe go higher, or like we'll know the direction after.
What day is today?
Today is Wednesday.
Okay, I've absolutely no clue anymore. This is what happens when but I've also done a lot of flying. Like I had to change my flights from Miami to go to Washington rallies. There was a lot of people from Texas there, Jimmy.
I don't doubt it. Yeah.
And yeah, I don't know if you've been watching. I've lost 1,000 YouTube subscribers and about 1,000 to 2,000 Twitter followers.
Oh, I'm sorry. I mean, you are over 200,000, so you can afford to lose 1%.
Yeah, I can afford to lose a few thousand Twitter followers. That doesn't matter. But the YouTube followers hurt because I'm on this mission to break 100K on YouTube. And I got to like 96 and a half, and now I'm back to like 90, barely above 95.
Well, I mean, we all know that the price is going to go, whenever the price goes crazy, it's going to cause
Mark B,
more subscribers.
Sorry, man. Sorry, Jay. Mark B, thank you so much for the early Christmas present. Merry Christmas, Tone. Thank you for the $100 super chat. No, I haven't gotten a super chat in forever. Maybe now that people are Bitcoin rich, maybe they'll come back. No,
you should put up a QR code or a Lightning invoice or something.
I'm gonna finish reading your comment. Thanks for everything. I can't believe it. Glad I joined your movement. You seed where you sow. Thank you. Thank you. Even though shitcoins are also up 10% today.
Yeah, well, I mean that happens whenever Bitcoin goes.
So yeah, so
23, 24. I think
20, I mean, look, we could. I don't think this is gonna snap back.
Yeah, it doesn't look like it. Yeah,
we got 2 more days. I might get out on Friday. If on Friday we're above 23, I'm probably gonna get out. I'm not gonna risk the weekend. I'm not gonna fully get out. Maybe half. Maybe half, because I think the dip can come, and the dip is gonna take us back to 20. The question is, where is it going to come from? Is it going to come from 24, 25, or is it going to come from 30?
Well, if it comes from 30, people freak out a little bit.
Which is why you want it to come from 30.
Shake out the weak hands.
Yeah, and also teach some people a lesson. I'm curious how MicroStrategy did. Yeah, because they're basically a hedge fund now.
Yeah.
They're still down a little bit here. Now, GBTC is going to open like freaking all the way up there tomorrow. Unless we crash overnight, which I don't think we will. I'm already down a little bit here on the 1 hour, but I think this thing is going to cross 2022. I think it's going to cross to it. Danny, thank you so much for your super chat. Hey, Tone, I've given you a little bit of shit on Twitter recently about political stuff, but at the end of the day, politics aside, I still appreciate your TA videos and see you as one of the best people to follow in the space. Thank you, Danny. Thank you, Danny. Look, the politics will eventually stop. As long as there is a 1% chance that Trump remains president, I'm going to do some political ranting. But once it's over, it's over. And but the one thing that kind of worries me is if Trump decides to arrest every single, political Democrat next week, that's not going to end well.
I mean, we really don't know what's going to happen in the next few weeks. I mean, I was telling people, I'm not even sure if Biden makes it to like January 3rd. His mental state just looks so fragile.
No, but
nothing would surprise me.
But then it goes to Kamala Harris, right? Like, it's not like
I don't know if it does, because that's at least according to the Constitution. I mean, it depends on what if the electors already cast their vote, right? So if they voted for a dead person, then these are constitutional questions that have never really been answered before, so we don't know.
There's no way they're gonna have him like juiced up on every drug known to man.
I mean, if there's no pulse, there's no pulse tone. It is possible that could happen, and I don't think that's outside the realm of possibility. I mean, how stressful must that be?
Have him hang out with McAfee. That'll keep him going for another decade.
Oh gosh, yeah. I don't know. Well, I mean, we'll see. Generally when people go through that sort of cognitive decline, they don't usually tend to last that long. So, we'll see what happens.
All right. So, see, here's the thing. Like, people want me to go live. I don't know what to say. Like, there's nothing to say. You should have bought 2 days ago when I bought and when I told everyone when I was going to buy. Not that that's advice. That's what I did. I bought right as we were breaking out of this triangle. Now that we've reached the target of the triangle, I have no advice. Like, I'm not selling yet. I think it has more life in it, but I will probably sell on Friday if it keeps going higher. Now, if it starts to pull back, I'll just hold my position, because if it goes back down to the bottom of the triangle, I'm going to try to load up some more, and which would be great actually, because I'm waiting in 2 weeks. I can transfer more money from my old IRA into my Roth IRA, which is where I'm holding the GBTC. So I'll have more ammo to put into GBTC. And as of the first of the year, I can transfer $6,000 into my Roth IRA for my annual contribution. I can do that on the first day of the year or the last day of the year. And I sure as hell I'm going to do it on the first day of the year. So that's another $6,000 tax-free going right into Bitcoin.
Yeah. Well, although I hear this year, if you take out money from your IRA, it's you don't have to pay the penalty. You still owe the taxes on whatever, but the penalty doesn't apply because of COVID, and I believe that's true from tax things. So you might, if you are getting out of like an IRA position or something, then this is the year to do it instead of next year. Although they might do the same thing next year, who knows?
All right, we got another super chat. Thank you, Jarek. And you're in Australia. I'm sorry about that. You guys have really taken COVID to another level. While I don't agree with everything you say, I've been following you since 2017 and appreciate your TA and commentary. Thoughts on regulation rumors regarding personal wallet KYC this week? I am a little scared about that.
Yeah.
But I don't think they're going to announce anything. I don't know. Maybe they will. Maybe they won't. I wonder what it means for wallets like Airbits. I really want to get Paul Pui on the show. And for like America, only because he's an American company. Like Trezor is not American. Ledger is not American. Cold Card's not American. But Blockstream Green, they're an American company. Samurai is not American. I don't even know if they are or aren't a company. And Edge, former Airbits. I keep calling them Airbits. And Edge is an American company. And these are the wallets that you hold your own keys. So what happens if the regulation comes in that you're not allowed to hold your own keys? What happens to these American company wallets?
Good question. I don't know. You know,
So-
I knew it would be a good idea to do a show on an all-time high because there's a lot of people that want to show their gratitude to you, Tone, and it sounds like
Yeah, thank you,
you're the
guys.
recipient. Yeah.
See, guys, I really thought that we already did the all-time high show, but this is a clean break.
Yeah.
Clean break. Now GBTC hasn't hit the all-time high yet, so we still have another milestone to go.
Well, what's their all-time high? I didn't even notice.
Oh, it's way high.
Oh, why is it so high?
Way
There
high.
was a giant premium?
Way high. Yep, the 100% premium.
Oh my goodness.
100%.
I still don't understand why. Well, I guess it's because of IRA and ease of use. I guess
it's liquidity. It's liquidity.
Yeah.
Like imagine an exchange with very few Bitcoin. They're gonna, remember the Korea premium was like 10 to 20%.
kimchi premium. Yeah.
Yeah. I figured I'll let you say it. I'm already labeled a white supremacist. Let me not piss off other.
Tone the white supremacist. Sure. Aren't you Jewish?
Yeah, but
Yeah. So I don't think that's possible.
but they don't know that. No, it's insane. That's not even the most egregious thing. Though those that know me personally and privately, I mean, they would absolutely laugh if they've known my personal history and stuff.
Well, I do, and I would laugh, and I do laugh.
Yeah, it's absolutely hilarious. But yeah, so I can't wait to see GBTC go above that.
Well, that would be interesting. Yeah, I mean, we're maybe a factor of 2 away from that. So we're going to have to hit like 40 something thousand in order to do that.
Or a liquidity crunch, right? Because remember
But I mean, GBTC, this is the thing about Barry's thing. They've been buying up coins like crazy because they want to make sure that they have liquidity for the stampede that's coming.
See, that's the thing. I don't think it's up to them. I wouldn't mind. I mean, I'd love to get Barry on the show, but I think I've pissed him off enough over the years.
I don't know. I bet you we could get Barry. Well, actually, no. You've pissed off Alan too, so he's gonna.
Oh, I pissed off Alan big time.
Yeah, and obviously they're brothers. So yeah, don't think that's gonna happen. Although Barry, if you're ever watching this show, we would love to have you on and have you explain what's going on with GBTC.
I'm gonna send off probably next week. I'm gonna send off invites for the birthday show, Bitcoin birthday, January 3rd. Now the thing is, I actually have plans that day, so I'm gonna be doing a lot of partying. So I have no idea how I'm gonna do a stream and party that day.
I mean, we could do it like January 9th when the second block was mine, but I mean, like January 3rd, that's a 12-year anniversary of the Chancellor on the Brink.
You gotta, it's gotta be January 3rd. I'm gonna be doing something absolutely insane. Hey, we got a bunch of super chat. I have to read these out. Thank you guys. Thank you for sending off a super chat. It takes like one brave person to shoot off $100, and
well, as soon as you start reading them on here, they just sort of people want to sort of thank you and acknowledge you and stuff, and it reminds everybody. Which reminds me, if you guys want me to thank you, go buy my books. But yeah,
check out Jimmy's books. He has another one now. Speaking of which, Julia texted me. We gotta get Julia. We gotta get you guys on the show to talk about the new book.
Yeah, and we actually did a little toast earlier, her, Johnny, and me, because they were, we were hanging out at the time that Bitcoin broke 21,000. So we're like, 21,000, yay! And yeah, none of us drink, so we just did sparkling water, but it was great.
Yeah, well, I might go gamble a little bit since I'm in Vegas, and I'll have some drinks while at the table, assuming they still give you free drinks here in Vegas. Man,
I don't know. With COVID, I they might say that it's a health risk.
Well, no, it's the only way you can avoid wearing a mask. It's just insane. Like that. Like, by the way, Eric, I've been flying a lot lately. Each of the last 3 flights completely full. And as long as you're drinking water and eating, you don't have to wear a mask. As long as you're
Unless you're on United, right? Like then they give you a hard time for some reason.
I mean, I only fly. I pretty much have only been flying United, like in the last, like my last 6 flights in the last month, and no one really gave me any trouble as long as you're actively eating or drinking. But United has so many flights that, you know, eventually stupid shit happens, which is unfortunate. Okay, I got to read these comments on. So Moises, thank you for your euros. I don't know where in Europe you are, but hope you are well. Tone, thanks for your amazing TA. What made you think the breakout was coming now and not in the last 3 touches of 19,500? That's a good question. Actually, I really thought that the breakout was going to come a little bit later. I was actually thinking the breakout was going to come for Christmas, and I thought we were going to pull back one more time to give a third test of the rising trend line, but I wasn't going to risk it. I wasn't going to take a chance. And usually the more times you hit the horizontal resistance, the more likely you are to break out. So the first time we got rejected, the second time we go there, I'm not expecting much, especially how overextended we were. But we consolidated long enough that it wasn't worth taking a chance to wait for the breakout to be later. So I just jumped in yesterday. All right, and we have 2 more super chats. Well, one of them was without a comment. So thank you, Crypto Sidious. It looks like you are in London. It must be pretty late, but hey, Bitcoin is all that matters. Sleep doesn't. And we have Alex, US dollars, so not could be anywhere. Thanks for everything you do. Merry Christmas. What do you think the main difference between going GBTC or MSTR on your IRA? Just don't have 50K to invest in GBTC. But you don't need 50K to invest in GBTC. One share, one share of GBTC is $25 versus one share of MSTR at $300. So it's really up to you. If I'm trading Bitcoin, I want to trade the asset that is closest to the actual asset. I don't want to trade a proxy of that asset. I want to trade the asset. So if I was trading gold, I would probably trade the futures as my first choice. And if I can't trade the futures, I would trade GLD. I wouldn't mess around with the miners. Same thing here. The closest thing you can hold in your retirement account and quickly buy on E-Trade, Interactive Brokers, or whatever is GBTC as a proxy for Bitcoin. I would even, the Bitcoin futures are also not a bad choice if you can trade the futures market. They do close on the weekends, so be careful. But yeah, I prefer that because it's just safer. You know, stocks have CEOs and, anything can happen. But you know what Bitcoin's going to do. All right. And we had another one. Peter, thank you for your very generous super chat donation. God bless you guys. Thank you for all you do. No, thank you.
The super chats are great. At some point, you should have something to give them at your conference or something like that.
Yeah, we'd have to verify who's who.
Yeah, that's easy enough.
Hey, I'm gonna throw in this link into my moderator Telegram group. So if any one of you guys wants to come on just to kind of interrupt us with good questions from the audience, feel free to jump in. And then because this way it's hard for me to like read the chat and like look at the charts at the same time. But this way, if you see a good question, Motorist is usually pretty good at that. You'll say, hey guys, we have a good question in the live chat. So if anyone's interested, go ahead and jump in. And let's look at gold. Speaking of gold. So gold is about to break out. So this is making me bullish gold. I don't understand this gap. That seems very odd because This is a 24-hour market that shouldn't be gapping, at least 24/5, not 24/7. So that's a little strange. What happened there? Or about gold on the spot market? Yeah, see, gold on the spot market is much smoother. So here's another breakout for gold. I think gold is going to go higher, but it's kind of crazy how gold's been down for 6 months. Doesn't even feel that way, right? Like gold's been in a bear market for 6 months.
Yeah, look at all those giant red candles. I mean, it feels like they're people sort of purposefully dumping to keep the price low or something like that.
Yeah, so gold topped in early August, and we're already in mid-December.
Yeah.
So maybe not 6 months, but like 4 months.
4 months, yeah.
And it's still down. And
no wonder Peter Schiff is so salty. Yeah.
I just love the fact that it like topped on the MRI daily and weekly, and then it bottomed on the MRI daily. But unfortunately, I missed this because I was looking at the futures and not the spot price of gold. And the
Can you pull up like a chart for BTC XAU, something like that, so we can chart like how many ounces of gold Bitcoin is? Because I bet you that chart is pretty interesting. Or some there, you could probably do something like that. BTC USD divided by XAU USD.
Yeah, here it is. Gold divided by Bitcoin.
Mm-hmm.
I would have liked it the other way.
Oh yeah, can you do it the other way? BTC XAU?
Yeah, I can flip it over. I can do one divided by that.
Uh-huh. It was T.
Dot there. Oh, it was a T, right?
Yeah, there you go.
All right, here we go. So right now it takes 11.6 ounces of gold to buy 1 Bitcoin.
Yeah, I mean we basically have been like flittering around 10 for a while, and then we had a nice clear breakout today.
Wow, but check this out, Jimmy. So we had a triple MRI top right here.
Wow.
Coincided with the weekly MRI top, and this is literally a ratio of the two.
Can you look at? Wow, that's a beautiful.
I mean, it did go higher soon after, but like these were definitely warning signs to take your profit, and it did fall like based on a daily chart. I mean, taking the exit right here between the two, definitely. I mean, it moved. It moved probably for like 15%. Look at that in 2 days.
Wow.
So that's
Can you look
cool.
at monthly and see how it's done like over a longer time horizon? Oh wow! So we were right around the same. This is a new all-time high that we can look out for is the against gold all-time high, which would be about 16 there.
Yeah, so Bitcoin has done better. I mean, we already had a new monthly high close, but yeah, well, gold is up. Gold's pretty much doubled since the 2017 days, almost doubled. And Bitcoin is at about the same price, so we're still coming up a little bit short.
But that's probably worth keeping an eye on. I don't know.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Yeah, and we got other records to break here. Wow, such a crazy
Jimmy,
chart.
You still have that bet going. What are you thinking about your bet? I mean, you bet that Biden is gonna be the president.
Yeah, I mean, we'll see. I know there's like 2 sets of electors, so we still don't know what. There's still lawsuits pending, some of which might or might not go to the Supreme Court, and who knows like how that, like, these are all questions that really have like little to no precedent because the US is relatively young, 250 years or so. So yeah, we'll see.
I got 2 horses in this race. Obviously, everyone knows who I want to be president, but also if Jimmy loses the bet, I get 20% on that. I get 20%. So I got a financial incentive here.
Yeah.
I'm gonna ask for that commission for next year's tax season.
Hey, did you have like that Kobayashi or whatever that other way of looking at it with the MRI on this chart? Can you do that?
Oh, the Heikinashi chart. Yeah.
Heikinashi, that's right. Yeah.
Yeah.
I bet you.
Though,
Okay.
though, if anyone gets bonus points if you can name where the Kobayashi reference comes from. Don't say it, Jay.
Wow. All right. So that looks fairly
From-
clean. We're on. We're almost topping on the Heikinashi.
No, but this is the
there.
gold. But this is the gold ratio.
Yeah,
stuff.
yeah. I mean, like from a sound money perspective, I think this is a more interesting chart.
Boom! Zanaya wins. Zunaya got it. Usual Suspects, my favorite movie of all time, actually.
Yeah.
It is literally
that was
my
a fun
favorite-
movie.
My favorite movie of all time.
Favorite of all time. That's quite the
Usual
compliment
Suspects.
there.
Favorite of
Yeah.
all time. Favorite movie of all time.
Yeah.
Usual.
I mean, should we spoil the ending or no?
No, God, no. God. If you have not seen The Usual Suspects, watch it. Like it's like 20 years old now. Go and watch it. My favorite movie of all time.
Yeah. Wow. This chart is very interesting for me because it does like. Can you go back a little bit so we can see what it did like pre to in 2017 in a way
the problem is that they don't have the data back then. So
okay.
You're not.
But that little bump there in 2013 was like a big breakout, and that's where we went to like almost one. But then, yeah, that breakout was considered huge. But like it's such a small bump now, you know?
Yeah. I remember the days like the moment Bitcoin touched 1 ounce of gold, the moment the ratio hit exactly 1, that's when we topped on Bitcoin. It hit 1 on Mt. Gox, but this isn't Mt. Gox because Mt. Gox price was like $150 higher.
And then once we broke out of 1, we challenged 10, broke out a little past 10, and then I mean went all the way to 16 actually, and then now we're challenging that again. So. Or 15.
We got a pretty good question. I don't want to read the rest of your super chats, guys. Will we see 10,000 again? And man, I'm leaning towards that we're not.
Never look back price?
I don't think we're gonna see 10,000 again. I mean, we already have to fall over 50% to hit it, and fundamentally speaking, I don't see anything that's like ready to topple Bitcoin. The price has not yet gone exponential, and I don't see it. Like we can fall from 60,000 to say 25 or 20, and that would be like a 60% correction. But I don't think we're seeing 10 again. Yeah, Motorist says 10,000. Ship us. All right, let me finish reading the super chats. Hong Kong. Thank you. No, I'm sorry. HRK. That's not Hong Kong. That's HKR. Oh, no, wait. Hong Kong is. I went to Hong Kong in so long. I forgot what their ticker is. HKD is Hong Kong. Jeez, I want to go back to Hong Kong. I don't know if I ever will at this point. Who knows? So what is HK? Hungarian?
It's Croatian kuna.
Oh, Croatian.
Yeah.
Wow. HRK.
Yeah, apparently that's what xe.com says.
Thanks for everything and greetings from Croatia. I should have just read the comment and I would have known. What else? We got a couple of more. Oh boy. All right. These already disappeared. All right. We got I can't really. So sorry, the print is too small. I have to. That doesnment help.
Hey, can you do Bitcoin against the S&P 500? I'm really curious about that.
I'll do that next. Bitcoin above Bollinger on daily and weekly. Are you expecting a little pullback before uptrend again? Look, I've been on a podcast with John Bollinger. Nice guy, smart guy, amazing trader, amazing analyst. I'm sorry, John, but I don't use Bollinger Bands. I just don't find them very useful for my trading styles. And I can turn on the Bollinger Band, but just because we're above the Bollinger Band, that tells me absolutely nothing. And it can just keep going higher. I just don't use them like that. All right, and we have more people from Europe, from Amsterdam. Moises, thank you. Let's see what you're
all these people. It's like 2 a.m. over there, and they're watching us.
We hung out after the carnivory dinner, and the lovely Daisy, with the lovely Daisy as well. I was just texting with her actually. Hope to see you in Bali. Yes. People will be able to afford Bali now, if they can ever go there. I'm down for the questions. So Bali is about to open up to international travel, but I took a look at their requirements, and I think it's less intrusive to like attach a like, it's insane. Like literally, I think you have to attach a tracker to your leg and do a test every third day if you're gonna go visit Bali right now. It is like I looked at it and I'm like, there's no way in hell I'm going. So I really hope I get to go to these countries again in my life. It's possible I will never get to go, and we all know COVID is not deadly, not that deadly. And yes, I actually know people that have passed, some elderly, and one my age passed away from COVID. Legitimately, unfortunately, passed away from COVID. And it's an unfortunate situation, but some people will pass from COVID. It doesn't mean you have to destroy everybody else's life and the world economy and force people into vaccinations. So anyway, it's gonna be hard. I'm not vaccinating, so hopefully I'll get to travel again in the future. It's very, very sad situation.
Indeed. All right. 1 divided by S&P 500 BTC. There's got to be something. I'm just curious.
I can just divide one by the other. You want to divide which one by which? We should probably divide
BTC USD divided by S&P 500. Yeah.
I probably want to go back further. So I want Bitstamp. They have. Oh no, why don't I just do BLX? BLX. And I can divide that by SPX.
There you go.
All right, it literally looks like the BTC.
It looks almost exactly the same. Yeah, this is sort of like the store of value index. And yeah, we haven't hit the high in those terms yet either. So like the dollar is being printed like crazy, as everybody knows. S&P 500 and gold tend to like be stores of value. So this is like that chart, at least for me, is more a competition between stores of value and how Bitcoin is doing in that regard. And we're going to challenge both of them.
So remember, guys, I am now kind of bearish the dollar. And not because the government is printing a lot of dollars. I'm bearish the dollar because of U.S. political uncertainty. And political uncertainty creates economic uncertainty, which creates loss of faith in the currency of the country with economic uncertainty. So, and that is why I am now bearish the dollar.
All right. So I think the lesson that I'm getting here is that we're still about 50% from an all-time high in terms of gold or S&P 500. And I think that's maybe the next sort of standard that looks around, at least at this moment, around 30,000 or something above that, depending on how long it takes to get there. So crazy.
Hey, we have some really good questions here. I have a list of questions now for my moderators, but I'm going to jump right into this one because it's a great question. Liam Ward, excellent question. And he asks, even though we were at 19,000 then went to 4K last year. We went to 19 and then fell to 4. Why this time couldn't we drop very low again? That is an excellent question. So the question more specifically is, we went all the way up to 9. Well, okay. Oh, you were talking about 19, right? So we went all the way to 19 last time, 3 years ago, then fell to 3. Then we went to 14K and fell to 4. We're in a very different environment. We're in a different environment economically. We're in a different environment politically. We're in a different environment in terms of Bitcoin issuance rate. The stock to flow model, while I have my slight criticism of the actual, like the Plan B's model, though I like Plan B, I should get him on the show. The concept of stock to flow is a legitimate concept. And the amount of Bitcoin up for sale now is significantly smaller than the amount of Bitcoin up for sale the last time we were at 19,000. And even a year ago, like a year in Bitcoin is huge. And, you know, it was just time for the bull market to begin. And we have gone past another halving. So the current 20,000 is absolutely nothing like the one 3 years ago. And it's not even like the one here. You can even see it from the concept of funding rate. If we look at funding rate, look at that. That is 2018 and 17. Here is June 2019. This is how bullish people were. And look how bullish people are now relative to how bullish people were a year ago. This is an environment. This is when Ugly and I did a stream. And we said, holy shit, this thing is going to collapse because of this. Because you can sell Bitcoin into the future at an $800 premium to the current spot price. And look what happened at the crash. It went the completely opposite direction. And now there's barely any bullishness. There's no leverage bullishness. And we're in a completely different environment. And now, and if I do this, look at it back at the top of the last bull market. I mean, look at the comparison. This is how bullish people were, and here's how bullish people are now. So until you start seeing at least this, I don't see this thing ending I don't see the top at all. I mean, you need at least this, and ideally this, before you can say, you know what, it's another bubble top. Like this thing's got legs. It can go to 100K in the next quarter. It easily can.
And that would be an interesting time because that would mean that in dollar terms, there would be a lot more money or mining subsidy that is coming in, that's coming in 6.25 every 10 minutes. That at 100,000, that's over $500,000. That's every 10 minutes. So that changes the equation.
We're about to make another swing high too, and
oh wow.
And we're gonna break 22,000 while we're on the stream, Jimmy. Look, this candle. This was a collapse candle. It just got a little out of control. But look at these sustained, clean candles.
Yeah, I mean that's consolidation textbook.
Yeah. I mean, this right here is if you're a short-term trader, you don't wait for the break of the wick. If you're a short-term trader, you're buying right there, the break of these bodies. That's when you're going in, and we're about to break that wick anyway. And we're going higher, folks.
Yeah, I mean, it just feels like there's clear air up here. Like there's like who's selling right now? I don't like going up to the all-time high. Everyone has certain numbers where they'll be made whole and so on. But after you break that $20,000 barrier, then it's
it's
clear
open
air. Yeah, I mean, it's unprecedented right here. So
totally open air. All right, let me look at the other comments, questions. Hold on. Got to reply to someone. Comments, questions. Let's see what else we got. Oh, Motorist, it's asking for a meeting password? It shouldn't. Motorist is going to jump on and ask questions. Why is it asking for a meeting password? Oh, let me see if I know what that is. Meeting password. How do I invite people? Invite. Try this.
I really enjoy it when Jimmy has perspective on the price charts like this. I am a complete amateur. Everything I know is from Tone and just being on streams with him, really.
I can't copy the meeting password. I got to type it in.
Let's see here.
I was wondering why no one jumped in.
Yeah.
I'll type it in, guys.
I mean, this very nice orderly uptrend here. It's interesting.
Yeah, I want to stick around. I want to see a 22K print, and then we might call it a day. But I do want to read some of these questions. Unless Morris jumps in right away.
Open air, man. I mean, $2,000 day. I mean, like it did feel like when I woke up super early this morning at like 5:30, and I checked and it was like 19.5, and then I went back to sleep, and my little girl woke me up because I have a Bitcoin clock now, which shows me the price, and so everybody in my family knows the price of Bitcoin at any time just by glancing at that clock. So she wakes me up and says, "Daddy, it's over 20,000." I'm like, "What?" And I got up right away, and of course I saw that you were already streaming, but I was like, "Hey."
How old? Which child is this? How old is she?
She's 10, but yeah, she
okay.
came into my room. She's like, "Daddy, it's over 20." It's starting with a 2. It was starting with a 1 yesterday. I'm like, "What?" All right, Daddy needs to go look at this and celebrate because it's been a long time coming. We've been waiting for this for 3 years, guys. I mean, like, it is kind of interesting how, 3 years ago we went through this, but 4 years ago we were also in a very similar position. Actually, that would be interesting to check out. Like, just 4 years ago, did we hit the all-time high? I don't think we did. I think we were pretty close. But did we hit the all-time high, from 2013 then? 4 years ago, this would be 2016.
Right. We broke it. Right.
I feel like we broke it in 2017, not 2016.
We broke it in early 2017.
Okay.
No, yeah, we broke it in early 2017. There was this one wick. See, here's where it got complicated. Like this candle here, the first week of January candle. Which created a swing high on some exchanges, but not others. So,
hey, Motorist.
Hey, guys. Good to see you, Jimmy and Tone. Thanks for letting me in.
Cool. All right.
So we were talking about 2013. So this time in 2016, we were right around $800-900, correct?
Yeah, I think so. Sounds about right for 2016. Early 20.
So it might be the candle before. Well, this weekly, right? If you go to December 16th or so, the December 9th. Yeah, all right. So the high there was a little bit above 900. So that's I mean, we're right around that same range. And I mean, if the next year plays out like it did 2017, we're definitely looking at, I don't know, 150K Bitcoin.
So if Munchin comes out with some crazy news that we're all, criminals and can face lifetime in prison for holding a Satoshi, the market will definitely do one of these crazy candles.
By the way, Tone, I haven't really been listening to Andreas Antonopoulos much, but he did say something about this regulation fund, which I do agree with him on. One of the reasons why Brian Armstrong is freaking out about this is because this regulation would affect him. It would affect hosted wallets. If every time you have to withdraw, you have to do KYC on what wallet you're sending it to, it would basically mean that basically you can't really use Coinbase, at least not as your primary wallet. It would force everyone who uses Coinbase or whoever, or Gemini, as their primary wallet to learn to self-custody. So I don't think this regulation is necessarily, at least the regulation that Munchin's supposed to come out with, or Mnuchin's supposed to come out with, silly bad for self-custody.
I think calling him Munchin is much easier. But so I understand why it would hurt his business, but in a way, it doesn't hurt his business that much. You know, people that are planning on self-custodying Bitcoin aren't, I mean, I guess some of them buy it from him, but he'll just be, you know, PayPal. You know, he won't be able to give you your Bitcoin anymore. He'll only hold it for you. And I don't see it changing his business all that much. I really don't.
Yeah, we'll see.
Really
we'll see.
I mean, I'm a believer that 80% of the people that buy their Bitcoin on Coinbase never take self-custody anyway. So who cares?
I know people like that. Yeah.
Do you, I know almost no people that like buy from Coinbase consistently to take self-custody.
Now, Tone, let me ask you a question. This is my question. One interesting thing about this rally, Jimmy was talking about it's open air, and I kind of agree with that. But one of the interesting things is not only is Bitcoin rallying, but isn't gold falling? I mean, Bitcoin was at 3.25% of gold's market cap earlier today. Now it's at 3.3%. So it's like we're over 3% already, which is huge. And now we're just inching upwards. So it seems like it's not just Bitcoin going up, but gold might be actually going down at the same time.
I mean, I think Tone was saying that gold is about to break out too. It just seems like gold is following Bitcoin, not the other way around.
Not break out. I mean, gold had a 4-month correction. I think gold is going to rally here. But if big funds are selling their gold and converting it to Bitcoin, then gold's going to struggle some more. I think gold will be fine. I do think gold will break the all-time high. I think gold is heading for somewhere between 3,000 and 5,000 over the next year or two. But Bitcoin is headed to 100,000 over the next year or two. So, yeah.
It will be interesting. I like that.
Hey Jimmy,
you know,
new
Bitcoin
high, new high. We're almost there. Almost there, man. Almost at 22.
Wow. Oh wow. Yeah, I mean, this is the new all-time high right now, but it's, we're very close to 22.
$70 away.
And what are these green stars, Tone?
Green stars. Remember back when in the day I used to say a green 2 above a green 1.
Yeah. Okay. So that's what it is.
So the green star tells me that we're entering a bullish trend into an MRI top. So I like buying the green stars, but the green star shows up like as it happens. So this green star showed up in the beginning of the candle, not at the end of the candle. And this green star showed up in the beginning of the candle, not the end of the candle, just like this green star showed up in the beginning of the candle. So this tells me that these are bullish trades that I would exit here on the arrow.
Yeah, just it does feel like we're pretty close. We'll see exactly what happens.
Like here's another green star that also would have happened in the beginning of the candle, but these are 10-minute candles, so you get a lot of these. In a bull market, you're gonna look like a genius. And the red star is the opposite. The red star tells me that there's a bearish trade. This is a nice one coming right off the arrow as well. Come on, we're gonna break. We almost broke 22. What was the high? We hit 21,942. 1942.
Okay, we're gonna print 22 soon, I think. But we might need another candle or two because this one's only got like 3 minutes on it.
Yeah. So
I have a question from the audience if you want to take it.
Yeah, I mean, I'm a little behind. Okay, so before you ask that, Richard Davis asks, Stone, can I have a referral for the MRI purchase? Now, I'm not sure what that means. I can't give you a referral. If I'm selling the product, I can't really give you a discount because then it's not fair to everyone else. But But
I think he
MRI
wants a
still-
cut when he wants to refer a friend to buy it, and he wants an affiliate cut or something like that.
Yeah, see, I can't do that either, and I'll tell you why I can't do that. So I mean, the MRI is already on a 50% discount for Black Friday. Actually, more than a 50% discount now that the price of Bitcoin has gone up because I denominated it in dollars, not in Bitcoin. So you guys are freaking lucky as hell. And the reason why I don't do a referral program is because it kind of incentivizes people to sell my products. And I don't want people shilling and selling my products to people that, you know, have no business buying those products. Like, I don't want you to, if you're getting a cut of the MRI, I don't want you convincing someone that this is the ultimate thing and it's going to make you $1 billion if you use it for trading. So, and I don't want to create that. Like, I don't want someone else selling this on my behalf. And that's why I can't do referrals. I can give you a discount, maybe, if you want to, but no, I probably wouldn't even do either. There's already a discount. Yeah, that's why I don't do referrals for something like that, because I don't want people because I don't know what their shilling practices are of my products. All right, Motorist. Any other questions? Because I do see it in the chat, like from Farhan Ali and some of the others. We'll go ahead and read them out.
Sure. All right, let's go through the Farhan Ali because he's been asking for a while. Let me see if I can. Okay, so Farhan Ali says, as a maximalist, we hate that BTC is dragging alts higher. Is there still a chance there is no alt run this season? I hope there isn't. So
clearly there is an alt run along with Bitcoin, so there's nothing you can do about that. You may need to wait till the top before, you know, the shitcoins crash again. Look, over time, they will prove themselves. You see, as the Bitcoin bounty goes up, as the value of Bitcoin goes up, it only incentivizes more people to buy Bitcoin. But as the value of shitcoin X goes up, it only incentivizes people to what do you call it? Hack that shitcoin, and they will probably be successful eventually. So it doesn't matter. If a shitcoin is too valuable, it will prove itself why it should never have been that valuable.
Also, the great thing for us is we get to buy the Bitcoin at a lower price. If everyone was only buying Bitcoin, we wouldn't be able to get these lower prices.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. Like every time there's a shitcoin exodus, it drives the Bitcoin price up. But right now, people start to get a little rich in Bitcoin, and they have unit bias, and they start throwing money at a cheap shitcoin, which is why once Bitcoin is like once 100K is the new 10K, I think we're going to Satoshis across the board.
Okay.
And then there's no more buys. Did we lose Jimmy, or is he still with us?
I'm here. I'm here.
Oh, yeah, okay. Wait.
I'm looking at different news to see if there's anything interesting that we should talk about.
No, it's mine. I didn't have like the full shebang of people on the stream. And Bernoulli, you're with us as well. Okay, Motorist, next question.
Sure. So Flip asks what Tone and Jimmy think their never look back prices are.
Good question.
If you understand the question.
Probably 10K.
I'm gonna say 14. I don't
Even
think we
12?
see 14 again. Yeah.
I think even 12 now. I can go as high.
Oh, by the way, we just broke $400 billion market cap for Bitcoin. So that's
Nice.
kind of a nice number to have gone past.
I'd say it's a good number because now I have a number in my head. At least I'll remember where. All right.
Another 25%, so 27-ish, and then we're at $500 billion. That would be interesting.
That would be sweet. Yeah, I think that's the next milestone: $500 billion market cap. Motorist.
Well, I mean, and that'll probably coincide neatly with the gold high that we saw before. If we break the all-time high in terms of gold, that would be, I imagine those will be pretty close together. And gold's market cap, I think, around the world is somewhere around 15 trillion. So I mean,
I thought it was a little less than that.
Maybe 8 trillion. I don't remember.
Yeah, I thought it was in that like 8 to 10 range. I'm gonna look that up. Gold market cap.
I mean, there's no way to know for sure what the gold market cap is. Every number you get is an estimate. There's no way to know for sure.
But no, I know it's an estimate, but there's a big difference between 9 and 15. Like it's
Yeah, I've heard as low
nine.
as 6. I've heard 6 trillion. I've heard 10 trillion.
Right. So 9. Google says 9 trillion.
Okay. All right. So if it's 9 trillion, then we're not that far. 400 billion to 9 trillion. That's a 20x. I mean, this, Bitcoin
Like
goes to
said,
100K, 200K. That's we're starting to challenge those numbers.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it was 3. Now it's 3.32. It just went up another 0.02%. Just while we were talking.
We got questions.
Yes, sir. So the question is a macro question. So right up Tone's alley, I'm sure. 40% rise in M1 didn't cause inflation. Does this mean we'll get nasty deflation once the printing goes down? Well, if the printing goes down, let's just say that. But
well, that's the thing. The printing is not gonna go down because they don't want deflation. So the printing ain't going down. The reason why there was no inflation is, well, there was some inflation. Look at Bitcoin. Look at the price of gold went up. Stocks went up. But your, shopping, your day-to-day stuff that you buy, there really wasn't any inflation in there. I doubt there would be an inflation in education because people can just learn on YouTube these days. There isn't much inflation. Oil prices aren't rising that much. And the reason is that they didn't print enough. They needed to print a lot more to cause inflation. And by a lot more, I mean 10 to 50 times more money. Because no matter how much they're printing right now, they destroyed wealth. How many businesses did they destroy? How many jobs did they destroy? You can't cause inflation when you destroy people's wealth. Real estate is down as well. Major cities, they're the expensive real estate. So when you destroy $20 trillion worth of private wealth, and then you print a quarter of that, you're not going to get any inflation.
Well, I'm going to talk about the M1 money a little bit. So that's increased by 40%, but the M1 isn't as important as the M2 because M2 is practically the money that people get to use. The M2's risen by 23% this year, so it's not quite as large as the M1. The M1, that's a central bank trying to push out money into the economy, and this is what they call pushing on a string, because there's some slack there that gets taken. And the M2 is only risen by 23% as a result, because there's a lot of businesses that are contracting and so on. Now, are we going to feel that inflation? Not really. We are, because there's clearly asset inflation, like Tone just described. You have Bitcoin, gold, stocks, all of these things are assets that store value. That's where the money tends to find its way towards, and not towards eggs or jeans or something that you use. Those things don't go up as quickly because they don't store value that well. So, that's one aspect of it. The other aspect is that the U.S. Exports a lot of this money. Like there's a huge demand for dollars all over the world. And whenever you have a trade deficit, it's essentially the U.S. printing money and getting goods and services from, other countries as a result. So really, we're exporting dollars and getting goods and services back, which is a great deal for the U.S., but for all those other countries, it's not such a great deal because there's more dollars flowing in. And that means that the people there want dollars more and not their crappy currency. So you get inflation there instead of here. So we're going to see a lot more hyperinflation, I think, in third world countries first. And then, U.S. will pretty much be last as long as it is the standard currency, where we are more or less on a dollar standard and have been since Bretton Woods in 1944. So, that's really where we are. And despite all of that money printing, I think we're actually going to see some deflation because the Fed makes loans available that are insanely cheap. Look at the price that MicroStrategy's got on their convertible note, 0.75%. That's insane. $650 million. That money more or less came out of thin air, right? Like it's, and it was, and it's coming into Bitcoin, which is crazy because that's not something that we've really talked about. But yeah, I mean that speculative attack is happening, and we're gonna see Bitcoin go ever higher.
Hey, how's the snow up there in the Northeast?
I know there's a nor'easter going now. I'm not there right now, so I'm feeling left out. I missed the big snowstorm that's hitting there.
I don't know how you guys do it. Florida's where it's at.
I agree. I was enjoying South Florida. I need to go back there. All right, Motor's got a million questions. Let's go next.
Okay, yeah. Sorry, I just lost my place because I was okay. So how much does Federal Reserve money printing affect the BTC price, Tone? You have a comment on this one?
It doesn't affect it directly. Well, maybe a little bit if Michael Saylor can get freshly printed money for his loans and go to buying Bitcoin. It doesn't really affect it directly, but it affects it indirectly. Where the more people talk about how much money they're printing, the more people start taking the money printing part seriously as they get scared, and the more they discover Bitcoin. So it mostly affects it indirectly, not directly.
All right. Next question. Francisco asks, what's your price ATH target for this year? I think you've already, well,
we're basically guessing how high it's going to go next week. I think we're going to top this weekend. The question is, how high do we get? I think we can break 23.
Okay. So that sounds reasonable. BTC dominance 80% soon, question mark, by Trump versus the Fed. That was the person who asked the question.
I don't think Bitcoin dominance will hit 80 because shitcoins are pumping just as much. So. And
I think dominance is actually a bad metric, just because technically the Chinese currency has a higher market cap than U.S. dollars, but no one thinks that the Chinese currency is the world reserve currency. So I don't even think. I think market cap is even a very bad metric. Doesn't even make sense.
Yeah, it's also heavily manipulated, and there's no liquidity on most of these things that have a high market cap and things like that. So
exactly.
Yeah, we'll see. But yeah, okay, we're starting to see some movement there. I thought it was 21.9 for a second, but I guess not.
It was. Yeah. We're back just under 21.9. We're getting there.
Yeah, I would like to see a print. I have a hard stop at 8:55, just so you know.
We're in different time zones. I'm in Vegas, so how many?
All right,
minutes?
like 15 minutes. 15 minutes. I have 15 minutes.
Yeah, that's a hard stop for me as well. So we got 15 minutes. All right, let's go through more questions because there's a good one that we'll get to in a minute.
Sure. Maybe I can ask these two questions together. But how much of this run up do you think is shorts getting liquidated? And another question kind of along those lines is, last time during this cycle, 213 days after the halving, we were 52% up. Currently, we are 130% in this cycle at the same time since the halving.
I can't really answer the second question because it's not a question. But the first question, I think there's very little shorts being liquidated. I think this is literally a buyer-driven rally.
I agree, because we're not even seeing the spike in Google search terms yet. So we're not in FOMO territory. We're not in bubble territory. We're not even close. I think this is just a healthy rally, fundamentally speaking. Let's see here. At what point does BTC decouple from shitcoins?
When people get smarter, I have no idea.
Yeah, good answer. When 1K, not 1K, when 1 trillion market cap. I don't know. I think we maybe answered this one already.
I don't know what that means, right? Like I have to do the math in my head, and I'm tired. So you got to tell me what that means in dollar price of Bitcoin. Is that a $40,000 Bitcoin, or is it a $100,000 Bitcoin? Yeah.
1 trillion at current supply levels, and assuming some lost coins, which I think most do, the 1 trillion market cap I think is about 55 or 56,000.
Okay,
I think next year.
Yeah,
happen.
Yep.
All right.
Hey, what about that bear cycle? How far up are we here?
Bear cycle. Let me
Oh,
see.
there it goes again.
Oh, we're close. We're close. We're $50 away from 22.
Yeah, where are you getting these questions? Are you reading them from the questions group, Motorist, or no?
Yeah, from the Telegram group. A lot of them are repeats. A lot of them are the same questions over and over. So I think I may have started at a different spot.
Okay, no, we got the next question. Okay, good. That's a good one. How can you tell if that one?
How can you tell if I'm not looking at that
All right,
question?
I guess we printed 22 at some exchange, but not here. I'm not sure. It says here the high was 21,987, but some other exchanges, I guess.
Nope, not there yet. But we're gonna stick to the. Okay, anyway, I'll read it.
Yeah, go ahead and read it, Tom.
How can you tell if a start of a bear cycle, so we don't get caught at the all-time high? I think that funding rate is a great metric. I think the funding rate is one of your better metrics. And keep an eye on what Willie Woo's doing. I'll have him on the show soon.
I want to ask this question from
$1 done.
Yay!
Nice.
Done.
22. All right, we can end the stream. All right, you were right, Tom. We broke 22 during this stream, and yeah, I mean, I think 23 is coming probably in the next week or so. Might even get to 24. I don't know if we'll get to 25, but yeah, looks very much like we're in a healthy stage here.
I like this question.
Let's go through them. Let's go.
Yeah, I like this question by Gestat Nerd because I think it's a very telling question. Tone Vays 3 years ago, during the last all-time high, coin market cap for all cryptos was 850 billion. Now it's only 627 billion. Why the difference?
Shitcoins. Shitcoin, the ICOs were pumping. So what you really want to do is you want to go to my YouTube channel and you want to go to playlists. Of course, you should subscribe. And when you go to playlists, find the one that says presentations and meetups. And then you want to find my presentations. Which one was this? No, not this one. The one, you want to find one that's called the Inevitable ICO Bubble or has the ICO bubble popped. This really pisses me off. These were like someone else would post my presentations, but then they would take down the videos. And I have no idea what videos they are to not even knowing who to reach out to. So that really sucks. Here, has the ICO bubble popped? And this is probably old. It's from 2018. And so in 2017, I was doing this presentation and it was titled The Inevitable ICO Bubble. And then I had the same presentation, but now I was talking about has it popped and then when it was gonna end. And during this presentation, I talk about that specific, why is this like orange? I talk about that specific thing, that it's the shitcoins. And it's the same thing as NASDAQ. And I've talked about this on many occasions. I don't want to spend too much time on this, but if I go to the NASDAQ chart.
Great description. Yeah.
If I go to the NASDAQ chart, this is NASDAQ monthly, not what I was thought. No, I think that's NASDAQ the company. We can use NASDAQ 100. So what I was saying was that, look, the NASDAQ topped with the MRI, which was awesome. I want to pull up the full NASDAQ, not the NASDAQ. That's the 100. Where's the full NASDAQ? Interesting. Damn, I don't know what the ticker is for all of NASDAQ. Oh, well. We'll stick to the 100. And NASDAQ topped in 2000. That wasn't broken until 2015. If you inflation adjust it, it's probably 2017 or 2016 when it broke. And when you look back, you're like, but wait, internet was...
Don't try Q's.
Hmm?
Qs, 3 Qs, QQQ.
No, that's the ETF. That's the tradable ETF. So just think about, here we are in 2000. Cell phones were created. iPhone comes out in 2007. So YouTube doesn't exist. Google doesn't exist. Almost nothing exists. Oh, Google might have already existed. Look how like the internet was still like a baby in 2000. Compare how what the internet's functionality between 2000 and 2015, and then realize that the market cap of the Nasdaq still has not broken the all-time high. And that's because of the stupidity of people buying up and mooning the stocks of scammy.coms. This is the repeat. This is what my presentation's about, is that the crypto market cap was so high because of all the scammy ICOs, and they're never going to recover. Now, eventually, the crypto space will break to a new market cap all-time high, but it's going to be mostly dominated by Bitcoin. That's a good question. But watch.
Yeah, I agree.
Watch those presentations. All right, let's move on.
All right, Mehmet asks, thanks for the quality content, Tone. Does BitMEX still strong enough to dominate the funding? There are more exchanges when compared to 2017, asking because I don't know that kind of things well.
Probably not, but it's kind of like one of these ratio things. The funding on the funding rate on BitMEX is not going to be that different than the funding rate on Bybit or Deribit or the others. I've been meaning to put together my own funding rate index that aggregates across the exchanges, but I haven't, gotten the ball rolling on that yet. So I think it's fine. I think it's a good metric. It's almost like looking at a less liquid price of Bitcoin. Like I like using Bitstamp, but if I was using, say, Coinbase's price or Kraken's price or like a less liquid exchange like Gemini, the price would still be the same. It's just less liquid. It's not ideal. You want the maximum liquidity for the most accuracy, but it's not going to be off by more than a few percentage points.
John has a super chat. So he asks, what do you guys think of Luna? I believe it's a fiber optic company, if I'm not mistaken.
Thank God it's not a shitcoin.
Wait, I thought Luna's the new. Oh,
What's
okay.
Luna?
All right. I thought.
Is it a shitcoin or is it a stock?
I thought it was a stock, but maybe it's a shitcoin.
I thought it was a shitcoin when I posted it.
I'd rather talk about the stock.
Let's talk about the stock.
The stock's doing well. Oh, wow. Jesus, look at that. Look at that.
Nice
Perfect.
indicator, yeah.
Perfect MRI top.
Oh wait, that indicator actually works?
Sometimes, yeah. So when it works really well. What about the daily? Oh my God, look at that. And we're not even supposed to be looking at the stock. We're supposed to be looking at the shitcoin. So this is the daily inside the weekly. Wow. Whoever, took profit on this day right there did well. If you had the MRI, of course. Wow, I'm not making this show. How many live viewers we have? Wow, 1,300. Yeah, this is why I like this indicator. Would have told me exactly when to get out, but I've never heard of this company, so I've never been in. I like it. Whatever the hell they do it well. They're at a new all-time high, so that's great. And I think they'll go back up. It looks good. Now, what about the shitcoin? So versus Bitcoin, I guess. Well, the MRI would have been useful right there, marking the low on the weekly. This looks bad. It looks like it wants to go down on a weekly. Or about the daily. No, this is not looking good. I don't see anything bullish in this chart. I mean, it is, it's respecting this trend line. But that's breaking right now, so it's kind of screwed. But look how perfect this is. This was a weekly buy right here. Weekly buy right at the low. So if I go to the weekly chart, you had a buy right at the low. That was the week. Though it did go lower the following week, but on the daily, it has it listed as the low happening here. So I don't know. There's some kind of a mismatch. The low comes in on November 18. And if I go to weekly, okay, so it should have been this. Something is off. Sometimes TradingView messes up. Like the code is fine, sometimes TradingView messes up. So yeah, so if you were looking at the daily chart, the weekly MRI bottom would have gotten you right at the low. All right, what else we got? I don't want to spend time on this. I don't even know.
Well, I don't have any other questions, but I just had an interesting. I don't know if you guys already talked about this or if I heard somebody else talking about this, but even though supposedly shitcoins are pumping, I mean Bitcoin's back at all-time highs, and a lot of shitcoins aren't. I mean, including Ethereum. People are always hyping Ethereum, but it's not anywhere near its all-time high.
It won't. It won't. Yeah. Ethereum. I don't think Ethereum will ever go to all-time high because it was a speculative, stupid bubble, and now Ethereum has a lot of competition for what they do, and which is basically a platform for scams. But now they have a lot of competition, including the liquid side chain of Bitcoin.
Right.
So I don't expect Ethereum to go back to all-time high. I don't expect Litecoin to do it. It's possible. People can start speculating on the stupid again, but I don't think it will. I mean, everyone just wants to buy the cheapest shitcoin or a yield.
Liquid is the perfect altcoin without being an altcoin. There's no scam token involved with it. So
right, and unfortunately, we couldn't do our Understanding Bitcoin conference this year, where we would have probably. I might still do it for next year. We'll build a Tone Vays token as a proof of concept that you can build a scam coin on top of Liquid.
Mm-hmm. Right, and I believe I found out today that SegWit was actually launched on Liquid first before it was launched on Bitcoin, which I did not know that.
Really, actually. I didn't know that either.
Yeah.
All right, I have to go. It was fun being on. I don't know if you're gonna keep going, Tone, but
I don't know. We
did at least print 22.
We got over 1,000 viewers. I'm like the most hated person in the crypto space now, so I kind of want to keep it going, but I'm also kind of tired. And I do have a call to jump on. So unless there's like another good question out there somewhere, we may have to wrap this up soon.
Yeah, let's wrap it up. Can I promote my stuff?
Before we wrap it up, hold on. All right, the buy the dip shirts are back. Barbie buys dips, or the former Barbie buys dips. Put the webpage back up. This has not been around in over a year, but it's back. The buy the dip shirts are back. This is the one that my favorite one. This is the one that I wear. That is actually her. That trademarked this particular style of the letters buy the dip, and I'm in those pictures somewhere. There I am.
Bitch, please.
But it's my old haircut though, so I don't want to bring it up.
Wait, are you? I don't think I can. Oh, okay, it's your old haircut. Okay, gotcha.
Yeah, it's all right. So, the website's back. My discount code's back. So if you look at my affiliate page, 10% off with discount code Tone Vays. Tone, do you see financial products like Bitwise Index and announced S&P crypto ETF? I don't know. We'll see what happens. Let them get approval first. If a crypto ETF comes, that's great. But right now, I don't want it to come real soon because I'm all in on GBTC and I want that premium to go back to 100%.
I had an exchange with Bruce Fenton today on Twitter regarding securities. If you want, I can send you the back and forth if you want to comment on it.
No, it's okay. I'm gonna try and invite him for my for the birthday stream. We're gonna do an epic Bitcoin birthday stream.
Oh, yeah.
I'm gonna be in a very special place. Well, not that special, but I'll be in a very interesting place. And we have to let Jimmy go. So I was gonna go to his website, programming Bitcoin. Always dangerous to start typing. Oh.
Yep.
Especially when it begins with the letter P.
Yeah, Tone. I don't want to know about what you do on your incognito window, but
no, I'm kidding. Of course, I'm too busy for that. Everybody.
All right. So, Programming Bitcoin. This is a book for all you techies and developers and programmers out there. You can learn how to program Bitcoin by reading and doing all the exercises in this book. The other two books are more for a lay audience. Little Bitcoin book that tells you everything that you need to know about Bitcoin and the reasons why you might want to buy some. And then we have my new book, Thank God for Bitcoin, and that is a moral argument for Bitcoin that comes from a Christian perspective. We've been doing very well with sales of that book. Yeah, and as with anything that happens as with everything Bitcoin related during price run-ups, it tends to do very well whenever there's a lot of buzz, and that's certainly happening today. So thank God for Bitcoin, and thank God for the price rise, because we're doing well with this book. I have a bunch of interviews that are on other podcasts about the book. So if you're interested, please go look at that. This is the other book that I've written with a bunch of other people. And it gives you it's a nice short book that you can read in one sitting, and it gives you a very good idea. It gives you a good idea of what Bitcoin is.
All right. Thanks for that, Jimmy. And if you guys want to support my work, check out the affiliate page, of course, and also the on-demand videos. If you want to learn how to do TA, if you want to learn how to be better at risk management, options is the advanced stuff. And as we discussed, the MRI indicator that is useful. There was a comment in the chat about praising me for my rig trade. I did do the rig trade. I did well. I could have done a lot better on that rig trade if I would have stuck with it. Oh, what is this? Oh, this is supposed to be the BCH chart. Okay. We're going to let Jimmy go. I'm just going to glance at rig one.
All right. All right. Thank you, guys. I think Tone will stay on as long as you have like 1,000 viewers. I really have to go. Fiat Delenda, this song is done.
Bye, Jimmy.
Later, Jimmy.
No, I got to get going too. Yeah, rig. That was good. I mean, if you bought it at like 60 cents, 50 cents, and you could have, I mean, I've discussed it enough times. It's popping because look, it's a giant company. It wasn't going to collapse, and that's what happens. All right, guys. I think it's time to call it a day. Bitcoin's doing great. We broke 22,000, and I'm really curious where it's going to be at when I wake up in the morning. I don't know if I can bring you a show at my usual. Well, I can bring you a show at the usual time. I'll wake up early. I am here in Las Vegas.
I just want to comment that Bernoulli has a huge fan in the chat right now. One of his biggest fans.
That's true.
That's funny.
All right, guys. I'm going to call it a day as well. Thank you all so much for watching. If you ever get to buy the dip, well, you can buy the shirt, but if you ever get to buy the dip, definitely buy the dip. And I like to buy breakouts as well. It doesn't matter. Everyone should have bought Bitcoin yesterday. Actually, if you did buy Bitcoin yesterday, you did really, really well. All right. Motorist, Bernoulli, thank you guys for joining. And I will see everyone on the next one. We should probably do a news show soon. Haven't done a law show in ages. All right. Bye, guys.
New show's the best. Smash that.